On to the third game and your second favorite bet, at least here on Beat the Closing Number for the NFL Week 16 card. Cowboys at Dolphins. This line down to a pick at Caesars, by the way. You could probably shop the best odds over at thelines.com. Miami favored by 1.5 at other books. Total of 50. Probably the most difficult matchups, one of the most difficult offenses that Miami's defense has faced. And keep in mind, Miami's defense has gone up against arguably the league's easiest schedule when it comes to opposing offenses, even though recency bias will tell you Dallas could struggle offensively in this game just because they underperformed in a bad spot against Buffalo last week. Obviously, I'm being a little bit sarcastic there. And Miami also dealing with all sorts of injuries. So I know you got a two-parter here, Mo, because you just made a futures bet on Dallas A, and then you're looking to back the Cowboys as well in this game.
Yeah, I took the plunge on the Cowboys. 10-1 on what I think we can pretty much all agree is a top 5 team. I know they're going to have to go to the boogeyman and slay the dragon probably at some point and try to beat San Fran. Do I think they can? I mean, it's going to be very tough. Obviously, I've talked multiple times about how I think the 49ers are probably multiple points better than any other team. But at the same time, I mean, this line is going to be like 6.5, whatever it may be. This is not going to be some insurmountable, they're not going to be 13-point dog. Like, this is doable. So at that point, I think they would likely be favored against any AFC team. So I went with the Cowboys. I know that they could have a tough path, but I think they are that quality of a team. And I just wanted to buy low off what I think is a spot we talked about could be a little bit of a tough one against the Bills, and a spot that I'm willing to overlook a little bit in some senses, although in some senses maybe not. And that's what I'm going to talk about with this Dolphins matchup, I guess. Question is just basically how will they hold up versus this zone rushing scheme. It has plagued them at times in the past. We have seen the Niners have success, but we've also seen them stand up to the Niners in some spots. I mean, they did not lose because of their defense last year, but Mozzie Smith, he is a major problem right now in the center of this defense. He is their first-round rookie. Looks like a real weak point, has been a weak point in the past for this team. Multiple seasons, they have struggled in run defense. We have seen teams like the Chiefs, that aren't known for necessarily an overpowering running game, have a lot of success against them. At the same time, man, look at this Miami team. That 3 of 5 starting offensive linemen out. Their best weapon by country miles, probably the best weapon in the entire NFL, Tyreek Hill. Most likely he's going to play, but banged up at least. It didn't matter versus the Jets. I lose 5.5 points of CLV on that one, so very fun. But it's gotta matter eventually, you would think, man. And I know there's some injuries on the other side with Dallas, but I looked. Zach Martin sounds like he's going to try to go. It is just a bruise. He says he thinks he can go. And Tyron Smith also logging DNPs this week, but he played 100% of the snaps last week. I checked into the snap data. I'm guessing that means he's fine. And another thing that has plagued Dallas is just their home road splits. They've been kind of atrocious. I mean, that's why you see that game against the Bills. It's not a good spot. They're outdoors in bad weather against a good team playing for its playoff lives, But this is playing in Miami. I mean, this is the closest thing you can get in December to an indoor game, right? So should be pretty friendly conditions. So I think Dallas should maybe be favored here, man. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they blew Miami out. I don't know if Miami. Basically what I'm getting at is I think a real NFL team could have taken advantage, but the Jets did not put an NFL offense on the field last week, so we'll see if that matters this week. But yeah, I think this is a bounce back spot for the Cowboys. I think they might dominate just an injury-riddled Miami bunch. I think this is a good team with a good coach, but it's not a good situation for them right now with 3 of 5 linemen. I know that they, like the 49ers, get a lot out of their system, but at some point, the talent's got to matter.